We are welcoming in here to our conversation KXAN's own evening anchor, Jennifer Sanders, who is making her KXAN Live debut. Jen, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you both. And first of all, I have to say, wow, 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 what an operation they have in here. They are juggling so much. So kudos, props to both of you all. Thank you again for having me. And Will, I'll just dive right in because we have a lot that we have to talk about, right? 5 Austin City Council seats are up for grabs. So here's what we're tracking: 2, 4, 6, 7, and 10. Those are the districts we're looking at now. Again, the polls closed at 7, so we're still waiting for those results to come in. The latest results will be at KXAN.com. We're keeping a close eye on districts 2, 4, and 6. They have incumbents running. And just for a little context here, incumbents in city and council races typically have won and they've gotten reelected. Keeping a close eye also on District 6 because Council Member Mackenzie Kelly, who currently holds that seat, as we know, she's the most conservative member on the City Council. So if there's any type of power switch here, that could really have a big impact on how the council votes on city measures moving forward. Okay, let's start with District 2. We have a lot to get to, so let's start with District 2, Will, in Austin. There are 2 people running for Austin City Council District 2, and let's start with the incumbent. That's Vanessa Fuentes. She currently obviously holds the seat. According to her campaign, she has led on issues including raising the minimum wage to $20 for city workers, expanding paid parental leave to 12 weeks for city workers, and expanding access to full pre-K in Del Valle ISD. Candidate number 2, that's Robert Reynolds, as you see on your screen there. He filed to challenge Fuentes on July 29th. His application for a place on the ballot says he is an instructor. It doesn't appear that he has a campaign website, so we don't know a lot about him and his policies or his experience, but those are the 2 candidates for Austin City Council District 2. All right, let's head to District 4 right now, and there are 5 people running in that district, including Jose Chito Vela. He's the incumbent for that district right there. So we'll start with Lewis Herron. Herron filed on August 18th, the day of the deadline to run for this seat. It says, according to his campaign website, his top priorities are public safety and, quote, homeless camping. Then we have Monica Guzman. Guzman works for Go Austin, Vamos Austin, also known as GABA. She's a regular at Austin City Council members. I've interviewed her many times, and she speaks a lot about really affordability and gentrification. Then we have Eduardo Romero. Romero also filed at the deadline, and he lists his occupation as university staff on his campaign documents. Then we have the incumbent, Jose Vela, and he is looking obviously to remain in that seat. He lists his priorities for the council members' campaign, looking into housing, in the environment, public safety, and transportation. And then lastly, we have Jim Robach, and he was a last-minute filer as well. A campaign website doesn't appear to be listed for him. He did list his occupation on application documents as a federal employee. Okay, Will.
Yes, and I will point out District 4 if you're wondering maybe where that is, because sometimes the numbers get thrown out up there.
Yes.
So that is North and Central Austin, just to lay on the map there.
Yeah, and that's another thing that we did during our 5 p.m. newscast. We put a map on the screen to show voters, okay, this is where those districts are, because it is, again, a lot to keep up to. Okay, so District 7, let's go there. We do have a packed house for District 7. We have 6 candidates running. Because of this, again, for a little context here, we do expect a runoff since candidates do need 50% of the vote. Let's get to those candidates now. They're looking to fill Leslie Poole's seat, representing primarily Northwest and North Austin. So, Gary Bledsoe. Bledsoe is an attorney and has been the president of the Texas National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, since 1991, according to the NAACP. And he lists his main priorities as civil rights, affordable housing, climate change, and public safety. Then we have candidate 2, Pierre Nguyen, and he's a firefighter, an EMT in Travis County, working as the health and safety director for the nonprofit nonprofit, which we've covered here a lot, American Youth Works. Then we have candidate 3, Todd Shaw. Shaw was the chair of Austin's Planning Commission. This was back in 2020. That's according to the biography on his campaign website. We have Edwin Batista. Batista graduated from the University of Texas in 2020. And something I want to point out is what he says: as a member of Generation Z, I bring fresh perspectives and ideas to the table. We have candidate 5, Mike Siegel, formerly the City of Austin's assistant city attorney. So he has a background in public education, also in nonprofit and legal work. And then we have candidate 6, Adam Powell. Formerly, he's done work as a union organizer, a recruiter in education, and a tech executive. Whew, okay, so now,
Quite the mouthful. And you pointed out there that this race, because there are so 6 in total for District 7, that is where it could be a little more likely that we could go into a runoff scenario, because in the City of Austin races, they have to reach 50% plus one. They have to get over that 50% threshold to avoid a runoff. So that will be one definitely to watch very closely this evening.
It will. You're absolutely right, Will. And then we'll get to District 10 right now. So Council Member Allison Alter, as we know, has reached the end of her 2 consecutive terms and will leave that vacant spot. So eyeing this seat, Mark Duchin, and he's said that he's been active in neighborhood policy for the better part of about a decade, starting with volunteering for the Homeowners Association. That's according to his campaign website. Candidate number 2 in this race is Ashika Gangley, and she most recently served as a legislative director for Representative John Busey and has a master's degree in public policy, according to her website. So only 2 candidates. In this, again, they are looking to fill Councilmember Allison Alter's seat, which she has reached the end of her 2 consecutive terms and will leave City Council. So a lot of races to watch. Our Bree Hollis, she is going from district to district, going to all of these watch parties and talking to the candidates to see what they're feeling, see what the environment is around them, talking to voters as well. And they'll be giving us a full report, of course, on 9 and 10. And they're tweeting as well, Nick, and they're also posting on Facebook just to give us those quick updates before our newscasts.
Yeah, we will check in with Brianna Hollis in our next hour. So everybody who is watching our live stream, we'll get an update about some of those City Council seats. But for the moment, we want to say thank you so much to Jennifer Sanders